In a world where devotion was paramount, a journey to Jerusalem to liberate the Church of God was seen as the ultimate act of penance. This sentiment was echoed by Pope Urban II during the Council of Claremont, sparking the First Crusade of the 11th century and inspiring future expeditions to the East. These crusades, marked by the loss of millions of lives and widespread suffering, played a pivotal role in the history of Jerusalem and many other regions they touched upon. The Crusaders, driven by their Christian faith, were responding to Islamic invasions that had occurred centuries prior and continued even after the Crusades. The Islamic invaders were known for their brutality, a topic we will delve into in future discussions on this channel, so stay tuned to unravel the tales of the Crusaders throughout the Middle Ages on A Day in History. Now, let's set the stage for the Crusades. These were holy conquests that began in 1095 and spanned centuries. Typically sponsored by the Latin Church in the West, the Crusades were primarily against non-Christians in the East, predominantly Muslim and Jewish communities. Many of the men involved believed that their participation in the Crusades would absolve them of the sins they had committed in their lives. At the heart of the Crusades was the Roman Catholic Church, providing unwavering support for the Crusaders in their wars. The leadership of the Church played a crucial role in the execution and success of these holy conquests.
Jerusalem, the holy city where Jesus preached, died and resurrected, was the epicenter of the Crusades. The fact that non-Christians ruled this sacred city incensed the Christian crusaders, possibly accounting for the brutality inflicted upon its inhabitants. The initial conquest of Jerusalem sparked numerous subsequent crusades, although the definition of what constitutes a crusade is still debated among scholars. As the Crusades progressed, the fervor of the 11th century began to wane, especially after several defeats. The Islamic forces started presenting a more unified front against the Crusaders, reducing the necessity for further crusades. However, the aspiration to maintain a Christian stronghold in Europe persisted, as evidenced by the Reconquista in the 15th century. The expulsion and persecution of Jewish and Muslim populations in Spain were a continuation of the sentiments from the Crusades. Despite the grim history, the Crusades did have some positive outcomes. The exchange of information between the East and West improved, leading to advancements in medicine. Muslim scholars introduced many mathematical concepts to Western Europe, including the concept of zero and the number system we use today. Trade flourished during the Crusades, with Islamic traders introducing exotic goods like pepper, cinnamon, sugar, pistachios, and watermelons to European markets. After the successful conquest of Jerusalem during the First Crusade, the city was transformed by the Christians who inhabited it. This transformation was so profound that when Saladin, the Sultan of Syria and founder of the Ayyubid dynasty, reconquered the city, his forces marveled at the marble palaces and churches built by the Crusaders. The remnants of these structures, from Jordan to Syria and Turkey, stand as a testament to the Crusades and can still be seen today.
The Crusades, in their entirety, led to a surge in the persecution of Jewish people across Europe. During the Second Crusade, approximately 10% of the Jewish population in England was wiped out due to the violence incited by the Crusaders. A striking example of the far-reaching effects of the Crusades was the Children's Crusade. In 1212, children from northern France and Germany, drawn by the allure of conquest propagated by the Church, decided to rally under the leadership of a shepherd boy named Stephen of Cloyes. Stephen claimed to be the bearer of a letter from Jesus Christ himself, intended for the King of France. However, upon their arrival, the king ordered them to disperse. Undeterred, they decided to march towards the Holy City and managed to reach the city of Genoa in Italy. The crusade turned out to be a complete disaster. The young crusaders were unable to secure a ship to the Holy Land and met tragic fates: death, enslavement, or a life of forced labor. The promises made by the Church and past crusaders led these innocent lives down a path of failure. In the shadow of the Crusades, a tale of innocence lost unfolded. The Children's Crusade, a journey embarked upon by the most unlikely of crusaders, was a testament to the power of faith and a chilling reminder of its potential for manipulation. Stephen of Cloyes, a mere shepherd boy, became an unwitting puppet in this grand scheme. He claimed to carry a divine message from Jesus Christ himself, a message meant for the King of France. However, the king, perhaps sensing the danger of such a claim, ordered the children to disperse. But the seeds of conquest had been sown. The children, filled with a fervor instilled by the church, decided to march towards the Holy City. Their journey led them to Genoa, a city in Italy, but the Holy Land remained elusive. Unable to secure passage on a ship, their dreams of conquest were shattered. The aftermath of the Children's Crusade was a grim spectacle. The young crusaders, once filled with hope and faith, met tragic ends. Some lost their lives, while others were enslaved or forced into labor. The promises of glory and divine favor made by the Church and past crusaders had led them down a path of despair. This chapter of the Crusades serves as a stark reminder of the perils of manipulation and the misuse of faith. It underscores the importance of questioning authority and the narratives we are presented with. The Children's Crusade stands as a symbol of innocence lost, a cautionary tale echoing through the annals of history.
The tale of the Children's Crusade is a poignant reminder of the power of faith and the vulnerability of those who bear it. The children, driven by the allure of conquest and the promise of divine favor, embarked on a journey that would ultimately lead to their downfall. Stephen of Cloyes, the shepherd boy turned leader, was a symbol of this misplaced faith. His claim of carrying a divine message from Jesus Christ was enough to rally the children, despite the King of France's orders to disperse. Their journey led them to Genoa, a city in Italy, but the Holy Land remained out of reach. The children, unable to secure passage on a ship, were left stranded. Their dreams of conquest were replaced with the harsh realities of survival. The aftermath of the Children's Crusade was a grim spectacle. The young crusaders, once filled with hope and faith, were met with tragedy. Some lost their lives, while others were enslaved or forced into labor. The promises of glory and divine favor, made by the Church and past crusaders, had led them down a path of despair. The Children's Crusade serves as a stark reminder of the perils of manipulation and the misuse of faith. It underscores the importance of questioning authority and the narratives we are presented with. The Children's Crusade stands as a symbol of innocence lost, a cautionary tale echoing through the annals of history. This tale of the Crusades, particularly the Children's Crusade, serves as a stark reminder of the perils of blind faith and the misuse of power. It underscores the importance of critical thinking and the courage to question authority. As we look back on this chapter of history, we are reminded of the power of faith, the vulnerability of innocence, and the tragic consequences of manipulation.
The Crusades, a series of religious wars, led to immense human suffering across multiple continents. It is estimated that millions of people perished as a result, with casualties on both sides of the conflict. The First Crusade, which took place in 1096, is often considered the bloodiest of all the Crusades, with numerous medieval accounts detailing the horrific events that transpired. The primary objective of the First Crusade was to reclaim Jerusalem from non-Christians. Reports had emerged of Christians within the city being mistreated and discriminated against. In response, the Pope promised absolution of sins to those who participated in the Crusades. The siege of Jerusalem by the Crusaders was a gruesome affair. Following their successful siege, the Crusaders proceeded to massacre the city's inhabitants. Raymond of Aguilera, a knight from southern France who participated in the First Crusade, chronicled these events in his book, History of the First Crusade. As we delve deeper into the aftermath of the Crusades, we uncover a tapestry of events that shaped the course of history. The repercussions were far-reaching, influencing socio-political dynamics and interfaith relations for centuries to come. The Crusades serve as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of religious conflict, underscoring the importance of tolerance, understanding, and peace in our world today. Stay tuned for the next part of this series, where we will explore the legacy of the Crusades and their impact on modern society.
In the aftermath of the Crusades, the world was left to grapple with the profound changes that had occurred. The Crusades had not only resulted in the loss of countless lives, but also led to significant shifts in power dynamics, economic structures, and cultural exchanges. The Crusades had a profound impact on the relationship between the Christian and Muslim worlds. The wars led to a deep-seated mistrust and animosity that would persist for centuries. However, they also resulted in unexpected cultural exchanges as crusaders brought back knowledge, goods, and ideas from the East, influencing European art, literature, and science. Economically, the Crusades disrupted trade routes and led to the rise of powerful merchant cities in Europe. The need to fund the Crusades led to the development of more sophisticated financial systems and institutions. In the end, the Crusades serve as a powerful lesson about the dangers of religious fanaticism and the importance of understanding and tolerance. They remind us that while faith can inspire, it can also lead to devastating conflicts when misused. As we conclude this series on the Crusades, we are reminded of the importance of learning from history. By understanding the horrors and consequences of the Crusades, we can strive to prevent such tragedies in the future and work towards a world marked by peace, understanding, and mutual respect. This concludes our exploration of the Crusades. Thank you for joining us on this historical journey. Stay tuned for more insightful series.